This property report is powered by realestate.com.au. Know the value of your home today. Track your property now.
To property now, and with lockdowns set to continue in many parts of the country for now, the COVID-led lifestyle shift has seen more and more Australians look further afield for their next move. And it has meant home prices in many regional areas of the country have surged in the past year. Joining me now live from John Healy from realestate.com.au. John, good afternoon. Now, new data has revealed that house prices in Byron Bay are now double the cost of Sydney. Extraordinary.
Yeah, that's right. It really is. The amount that prices have risen in Byron Bay is well ahead of any other suburb in Australia, with prices nearly doubling there over the past 12 months. Median house price sales hit $2.7 million in Byron over the past 12 months, up from $1.4 million in the previous 12 months. And that 91% increase, or $1.28 million year-on-year increase, now does mean that Byron's median house price is more than double that of the overall median house price in Sydney of $1.2 million. But of course, there are many more expensive parts of Sydney as well. As we've seen in so many regional markets around the country, that COVID-led lifestyle shift has played a big role in helping to drive those property prices. High wealth people, even Hollywood stars, have found it a really attractive place to spend and sit out the pandemic. And other areas nearby Byron have also had some very strong price growth this year, like Ballina and Brunswick Heads. But in better news for people who are still hoping to make that shift perhaps to Byron is that unit prices are more affordable, albeit still very pricey. The median unit price there hit just over $900,000 in the past 12 months, which was 24% up year on year.
Yeah, it's certainly the place to go at the moment, Byron Bay. Now, John, with lockdowns in place, as we said, around much of the country, what are auction numbers looking like this weekend?
Well, there are more than 1,700 auctions scheduled to go to market around the major capital cities this weekend. That is a decrease of around 33% week on week, with those lockdowns impacting activity. Sydney and Brisbane auctions, of course, will be held online this weekend, and Sydney's expecting 487 homes to go under the hammer there. And that's down 45% on their number last weekend, and the lowest volume in Sydney since February this year. Melbourne, though, expecting a very strong 926 auctions to go to market, particularly strong for the depths of winter. That number, though, down 30% on its Super Saturday numbers last weekend. Numbers are also flat in Adelaide and down around 34% in the ACT, with 62 homes scheduled to go to market there.
And looking back to last weekend, how did the market perform?
Well, the market remained very resilient last weekend, with clearance rates in 3 capital cities sitting above the 90% mark. Sydney, Adelaide and the ACT were all above 90%. Sydney recorded a 92.7% clearance rate, which was actually that city's best result in 5 weeks, despite those local government areas being under stay-at-home orders before the broader lockdown came into play at around 6 p.m. last Saturday night. Melbourne also did very well, an 86.7% clearance rate there, particularly given that such a large volume of homes went to auction there. More than 1,300 were scheduled in Melbourne last weekend. Brisbane did fall, though, to 57.1%. That was down from 86% the week prior. And the ACT remains the star of the show here, with a 95.2% clearance rate last weekend. That was the 20th week in a row the ACT has had a clearance rate well above 90%.
And finally, which properties going to auction this weekend are proving popular with potential buyers?
Well, the most popular homes this weekend are dominated by 5 and 4 bedroom homes around South Australia and Victoria, and a good spread of prices there as well, between $590,000 right up to $1.8 million in the guides. And if we have a closer look now at the home in Lorikeet Court in Mornington, speaking of those COVID lifestyle areas, this is potentially one home that could lure buyers from Melbourne for that sea and tree change just near the water and with a bush reserve out the back. The 3-bedroom home is on the market with a guide starting at $590,000 to $649,000 there. So potentially also appealing to first home buyers and investors. There could be a number of different buyer pools at this auction on Saturday morning in Mornington, and that's just under 60 kilometres from Melbourne.
Yeah, it looks like a stunning property. John Healy, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks, Tanika.